And a good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today from Theme Park Tempo, back at it again today from my desk. Just about 3 weeks out into the opening weekend of Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson, New Jersey, and I couldn't be more excited because the frigid cold here has got me coaster crazy, and I just can't wait for my first ride of the season. That's right, baby. But either way, speaking of which, Six Flags Great Adventure, we're going to keep rolling into that same theme here, as we're actually going to take a little bit of a different view today. I was feeling nostalgic and decided it would be a good idea to check out some theme parks on Google Earth. What was really cool about this, not only does it give you an aerial view of the theme park, but also gives you a first-person interview to where you can walk around some parts of the park. Now, with the Six Flags Great Adventure, I obviously took because it is my home park, but what was really cool about this, the aerial view, I calculated with ride closures, what was open, what was closed, with Metropolis still being built, but also, I mean, the Joker coaster already being there. The aerial view is 2016. Now, taking the in-person view through the park, I'm seeing signs and noticing things. I'm like, this is a few years back. The in-person view on foot is actually 2011. So it's part 2016, part 2011. I'm taking an average and saying about 10 years. Six Flags Great Adventure 10 years ago, and this is what it looked like. So it's really cool to go and check this out. So, always, guys, it's the first time to the channel. Feel free to like and subscribe down below. Welcome to Theme Park Tempo.
Every day, theme parks on my mind. Ride the big coasters, leave the world behind. Theme Park Tempo, loving every ride. Theme Park Tempo, feel the thrill inside. Theme Park Tempo, stream it every night. Theme Park Tempo, stop me, ride the light.
Alrighty, guys, here we are. We're pretty much going to straight dive right on into it. Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson, New Jersey. Starting off here with the aerial view of the whole entire park. This is really interesting to see how it was both in 2016 and 2011. First and foremost, you'll notice is the entranceway here with Six Flags and how they changed it over the years, especially from the last two visits I've been to the park. The main thing is the security, and when you actually enter the park, it's emulated here, has been pushed back, and all this area you see here is actually part of the entrance plaza now, and you have a lot more space when you do enter the park. As you can see evident here, it's Fright Fest, just by the fountain alone, and you have the Jack Skellington character that's very reminiscent of the prominent of the Fright Fest celebration inside the park. Yeah, that would have been 2016, and that's just because the Joker is standing, but Metropolis isn't built yet, and that would have been 2017 when Metropolis debuted. But yeah, it gets interesting when we get to the street view for sure. And what I do obviously want to take a look at first here is the no longer living, but set to be imploded any day now. Probably might be happening today as I'm making this video, but that's... yeah, Kingda Ka. Long live the king, ladies and gentlemen. And I apologize in advance in this video. If you do know the park, I do jump, especially at the street view, from parts of the park to the other parts of the park, just because the whole park doesn't give you the opportunity to actually walk the whole park, because some parts are missing with the street view. It is what it is. It's still a lot of fun. You can see El Toro, the intimate beauty here, the log flume and all that good jazz. It is crazy seeing the park since I was a kid and how much it actually has really changed over the years, and just the new coasters, the old rides they take out, and the memories you build with the new rides and the additions and all that good jazz. Speaking of old memories, right here, as you can see, is where Spin Meister back in the day used to stand. Yeah, I have very fond memories of that as a kid because I thought it was really cool for going upside down. Also, an old building here is where the bumper cars used to stand way back in the day. Behind that was the old haunted house that infamously caught on fire. And you can see here is where Battle for Metropolis is, well, in this, at least, currently being constructed. Yep, right by the old observatory, which still stands, where the chiller once stood. Can't wait for Flash's vertical velocity, just coming right a little past this area. You see some old buildings here, looks like dumpsters and all that good jazz they had out. And you can see right coming up here, where they had the old Batman stunt show, well Stuntman's Free-For-All too, right here. But in this building here to the left, where they had Batman's stunt show, you can see they have set up for Deadman's Party for Fright Fest. So that's all in this good jazz area here. And of course, right to the left of this building is the good old infamous Batman the Ride. Haven't been on one of those ever. Nope, not once. I think I'm up to like 12 now, for being actually honest, as to how many Batman the Rides I've ridden. I gotta actually count one of these days. I can't really tell what series where the Batmobile would have went, but I'm thinking some sort of stage for Fright Fest, perhaps. Good old Skull Mountain back there in the distance. I always said since Six Flags does own part of the lake properties, they should always done like some kind of boating attraction, but is what it is. I don't run the park. Oh, perhaps one day. And you can see here is where the Jersey Devil eventually would be going. Yeah, so this, I'm not sure how often they take Google Street in aerial views. It's not all that often, obviously. Yeah, decently crowded day from the parking lot. But here we go. We're going to enter the street view here now, guys. There we go. Now, like I said, I do jump around a lot during this part, so my apologies. And it's also part of me figuring out how to use Google Earth for the first time. But yeah, as you can see, just walking in through the entrance plaza. And I do get stuck here, I believe, yep. I just love how they actually push the back. Now, when you do enter the park, it's a lot more room, and it doesn't feel like you're being packed in like a can of sardines. Lola Bunny out meeting and greeting. Trying to finagle my way around the park here. The Skyway, which actually unfortunately took its last ride this year as well. That comes from the 1964 World's Fair. Fun fact, a lot of Disney attractions make their claim to fame from starting there, but one non-Disney attraction that did start there, that found its way into a theme park later on, is the Skyway here at Six Flags Great Adventure, making our way now towards the Big Wheel area of the park. And they had the Bolorama and the laser heist set up. Now it's all a permanent maze they have for Fright Fest, which I think is the best utilization of that building. As you can see here, the Studio 28 arcade is still painted yellow. So yeah, it's currently blue. It's been blue for almost like 7 years now, I want to say. Yeah, that's a blast in the past. The Studio 28 arcade is yellow. Wow, it's still cool and fun to look at though. Upgrade your season pass with a low price at $39.99. I don't know what the heck. And that's where you see where I saw my first 2011 right there. 2011 upgrade today's admission to a 2011 season pass. Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure why the difference in almost 6 years between the street view and the aerial view. I'm not sure if you guys know. Maybe you inform me. Comment in the comments down below. Would love to know the actual reasoning why. I don't remember this hot dog stand being there. It looks rather temporary. But I'm not sure if we go any further this way. I'm gonna try to at least get a front view of the Dark Knight. Can't go any further to where Stuntman's Free For All used to be. Good old Dark Knight. I haven't seen a queue that long since the opening of that ride. It's kind of nuts to think about. You saw like hour queues when the ride first opened, and you had the pre-show area, which is fantastic. And they don't even utilize the pre-show now. Like if you want to watch the pre-show, you got to let people pass you in line, which I think is a little silly, but you know. And now we're back over to where Scream Machine used to stand, the Green Lantern area. Well, Green Lantern used to stand too, the Green Lantern area of the park. You get the 3-point challenge, or SpongeBob. There used to be a SpongeBob ride here, believe it or not, at Six Flags Great Adventure. And another one that's going down is the parachute ride. They are knocking a lot down this year in the park, it is sad to say, but $1 billion investment is going into the park, which is excellent to see, which is great. And as you know, it's the new CEO. It's all Cedar Fair. I mean, even though the Six Flags name was kept, it's mostly a Cedar Fair executives running the company now. So hopefully they're able to make, especially the legacy Six Flags parks like Great Adventure and Magic Mountain, a lot more enjoyable for the families. And you know, I mean, they're great parks, they're great thrill parks, but they could be a lot better for customer and guest service. That's 100% for sure. So you're going to make our way down towards the Kingda Ka area. Let's see what we can check out. Long live the king, honestly. Long live the king. What a sad time to be a coaster fan, but hopefully they build something bigger and better. Maybe something like, Screaming the Green King, like I was able to get going. Oh, looks like Kingda Ka is closed today for routine maintenance. But it looks like we can keep going forward. So it seems like on this specific day when the video was taken, the coaster not operational, we are the furthest people. We are the closest people to Kingda Ka on this day. Yep, the old smoking area back in the day. We'll never crease the top hat ever again. It is sad. It is. Oh, I just saw Rolling Thunder back there. If you look off to the right, you rewind Rolling Thunder. Yeah, good old Jericho. Rolling Thunder. Oh my god, a good old racing Woody here. Long live. There we go, back to now Bizarro. Formerly Medusa, then Bizarro, now back to Medusa again. Yeah, I love how the park of the name changes and 14,000 Goliaths throughout all the Six Flags parks. Either way, now this is a frontier area of the park, a Runaway Mine Train, the best of the West, one of the most underrated theme park restaurants in my personal opinion, just from the vibes you get from the place. It's very Western heavy. Actually, now it reminds me very much of my trip to Missouri, but I didn't have that to compare when I was a kid. But I do love this area, right? You get the little, well, not the creepings off to the lake by El Toro. It is nice to look at there. It is, yeah, beautiful. Here we are, but yeah, throughout the years, this park has become such a timeless entity and such a wonderful place to visit. Another good shot of the parachutes there. There's your parachutes are already down. Now back towards the boardwalk area. Gonna see if I can head over towards the Houdini section. This thing is not as easy to manipulate as Planet Coaster as far as the toggle controls are concerned. That's for sure. There we go. Ay, ay, ay. And those bright green shirts that the employees used to wear, thank God those are a thing in the past, because those were just so obnoxious. I mean, it made it easy for you to find an employee, I guess, sure. But, like, yeah, it was just so super obnoxious. It was, yeah, hey. Oh, that's, Nathan's was still in the park. Hey, this, yeah, we're dating ourselves now, probably, yeah. So, fun fact, up here on the left is Whack-A-Mole, and I'm actually undefeated at that Whack-A-Mole. I've never been defeated at the Six Flags Great Adventure Whack-A-Mole. So if anybody ever wants to, challenge me, I will see you at the boardwalk at Six Flags Great Adventure. As you take a look at the Grand Merry-Go-Round, not a carousel, merry-go-round because there are roosters and other animals that are not horses there. And here we go towards the fountain, which is not Halloween now, like we saw in the aerial view. We saw the Main Street Pub and the Cyber Cafe back when you used to be able to, back when Wi-Fi cafes were a thing. Looks like a big a school group here, a couple school groups perhaps. This makes me think this might be during, maybe more towards the springtime if there's a lot of school groups, or even during the summer, a lot of summer camps. Here's something that's been long taken down from the park, and that is Fort Independence, where they used to have the old dolphin and dive show. They had a dolphin and sea lion show, and then they also had a diving show as well. They were both great to see, and unfortunately that's no longer there. That's where the Joker now currently stands. Yeah. But yeah, good old show building from back in the day. And yeah, what is now known as Harley Quinn's Crazy Train used to be known as Blackbeard's Coaster, which is really cool to see over here by Fort Independence. One of the longest actual trains on a physical coaster I've ever seen ever. I think it goes something like 20 rows back or something crazy like that. It's kind of nuts. The old Tornado, which I believe still stands, just a different name now. But here's what's really cool about the Gotham area of the park, and it just says no trespassing, employees only back here, but of course it's giving us an arrow, so we're going to take a look real quick backstage at a little brief area of Six Flags Great Adventure. You're going to need a few Coke machines here. Now, first impressions, you got a little employee snack cafe off to the left here. Nice, not too bad. Typical theme park backstage area. I've seen a few in my heyday, most recently the SeaWorld and Aquatica backstage areas, and I could, already tell you comparing, maybe SeaWorld's a little bit nicer, but not by much. And this lady keep following us around in the purple. She was just there. Why is she over here? She was all the way to the right by that security guard. But unless she's taking the same walking path we are. So, fun fact, I did actually apply for a job for a ride operator, and I got it at the age of 20, but I never took up the offer because I didn't feel like traveling an hour or two from work each day. And it looks like that's where it's going to stop us off here. You see Nitro off to the left. Yeah, I don't think you'll let us go any further. This lady in the purple again. Oh, what's your issue, lady? How do we get out of here? Yeah, either way, guys, yeah, that was a lot of fun exploring the park that way. As you can see, the blue is what gives you for the street view, so you got to kind of navigate your way around it. But yeah, that was a blast. Whew. Yeah, that was one heck of a time. Thoroughly enjoyed. All right, guys. And that's going to be a wrap today, guys, here from Theme Park Tempo. It was really such a blast diving into that and showing you what the park looked like back both in 2016 and 2011 simultaneously. That was such a blast in the past. I do miss the old park, but I'm so very much looking forward to what's new and exciting coming, especially with Flash's Vertical Velocity Coaster just opening up in just 3 weeks' time. So always, guys, first time to the channel, feel free to like and subscribe down below. Until then, we'll catch you guys next time.
Theme Park Tempo, loving every ride. Theme Park Tempo, feel the thrill inside. Theme Park Tempo, stream it every night. Theme Park Tempo, stop, beat, ride the light.